Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Brad Senkiw here alongside Jason Priester for Death Valley Debates. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Want you to follow us. We've already told you, if you subscribe, it enhances Clemson's odds of winning the national championship. It's science. We've done the math. Speaking of math, I bring on our resident mathematician here, Jason Priester. Jason, the number we're going to talk about today is 1. That's where Trevor Lawrence went in the NFL draft to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday night. What kind of impact is this going to have? You are our recruiting guy, even though I called you a math guy. You really do handle our recruiting, do a great job. What is this going to impact what Clemson does? They're already one of the best recruiting teams in the country right now. Does this help?
Yeah, I think it absolutely does. You know, like you said, Clemson's already one of the biggest recruiting machines in the country. You know, they recruit well every year in and year out. They have one of the top recruiting classes, especially here lately. They've had a number 1 recruiting class, and they've routinely finished in the top 5 over the last 2 or 3 years. I think Clemson was really only missing 2 things when they're making their recruiting pitch to these kids: a number 1 overall draft pick and a Heisman Trophy. But now you can check one of those off the list because they've got that now. I think this really helps Clemson on the recruiting trail, probably more so than people would think. You know, that's a big bullet to have in your chamber when you're sitting in these kids' living room trying to sell these parents on letting their kids come spend the next 3 or 4 years with you. You know, that's just, you can't overstate. You can't put a price tag on what that kind of value brings to the program. You know, just the publicity of Lawrence going number 1 overall has generated the school over the last 2 or 3 months. You can't put a price tag on that either. I mean, it's just something that really can't be quantified.
Well, I think we're talking about potentially like 1 or 2 guys. You know, we're not talking about a whole class every single year, but those 1 or 2 guys can make a difference in a national championship, or, you know, just barely getting in the college football playoff. Like that's what we're talking about. You know, there's going to be some quarterbacks down the line. Clemson's going to want to rely on something recruiting-wise to get them over the hump. And Dabo's a great salesman. We know that. And he sells Clemson the brand as well as anybody. But you're right. Giving him an extra bullet, though, giving him some extra ammo to go at especially top quarterbacks in the country, I think is a really big deal in terms of kind of how you move forward with this, because the brand is so important. You know that. You know, Jason, you've seen this in recruiting. When you talk to these young men, they care about that Paul. They care about the idea of playing for Clemson. So I think you're onto something. Is there anybody currently in the cycles right now that maybe Clemson can use this to kind of lure towards the Tigers?
There's going to be a kid on campus in June, you know, the 2023 quarterback. He's a 5-star guy, Malachi Nelson. I think he's probably considered Oklahoma lean at the moment, but, you know, getting these kids on campus, that's the first step in getting these guys to come to Clemson. And he's going to be on campus in June. It's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be an unofficial visit since he's a 2023 guy. But that's when you can tell a quarterback prospect, look, we have proven we can put you in the league, not just in the first round, but with the number 1 overall pick. I mean, that's just something that not a lot of programs can boast about.
And we'll see how it works out. That's going to be their first opportunity to really showcase that now. Trophy, if you will, of having a number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Jason, I think the other question I have for you is about the next guy, DJ Uiagalelei. He'll be coming up a couple of years in the draft. We could be talking about another first overall pick. I mean, if Clemson goes 2 overall picks in the course of 2 years, I'm not sure where you go with that. I don't even know how to quantify that. Oklahoma's done it, but boy, Clemson could pull that off. That's just another huge feather in Dabo's cap.
Oh yeah, because Oklahoma's a blue blood school. You know, as much success Clemson's had, they're still not considered a blue blood. You know, like Ohio State, Alabama, and Oklahoma, or whoever else you want to throw into that category. Clemson just recently started having this kind of success. It could go a long ways to cementing what they can do down the road, you know, locking up that success you could have long term. And as making the program viable, big picture wise.
Yeah, stay tuned to allclemson.com. We'll keep you updated on everything going on with recruiting. And please hit the subscribe button, like, let everybody know about us, get the word out. Death Valley Daily, we're coming at you 5 days a week, bringing you insight into what's going on inside the Clemson athletic program. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Please come back on Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe. We'll have another one for you. Take care. Talk to you then.